Welcome to Weiner Neustadt Bahnhof, located 63 kilometers or 39 miles south of Vienna in the state of Lower Austria. The station opened on the 20th of June 1841. Ever since then, the station has been an important transportation hub in Lower Austria. Looks like there's a route map missing. Let's place this missing one while you wait. There are more route tasks to discover. Make sure to apply missing route maps and first aid points at stations, whilst also clearing fallen trees and finding hitchhikers' backpacks along the route. Take a seat, the train is just about to leave. The Semmeringbahn runs from Gloggnitz in Lower Austria through the Semmering Pass over the Alps to Mörserschlag in Styria, a southern state in Austria. The railway offers up some of the most beautiful views as it traverses the Alps, with many viaducts giving an unobstructed view of the alpine countryside. It took some 20,000 workers 6 years between 1848 and 1854 to construct the railway through the Alps, and was the first mountain railway to be built in Europe. There are a total of 14 tunnels and 16 viaducts on the line. The line is 41 kilometers in length from Gloggnitz to Mörserschlag, rising over 460 meters to the summit before dropping again. In 1998, the Semmeringbahn was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take the train to Austria. The Semmeringbahn takes you from the busy metropolitan area of Weiner Neustadt over the Alps to Mörserschlag. Master tough gradients with both freight and passenger trains, whilst appreciating stunning vistas with the ÖBB 1116 Taurus locomotive and the ÖBB 4024 Talent EMU in Train Sim World. In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this ÖBB 4024 electric multiple unit. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. The ÖBB 4024, also known as the Talent, is manufactured by Bombardier and entered service in 2004. The name Talent is an acronym in German for Talbot Leichter Nahverkehrs Triebwagen, meaning Talbot Light Suburban Railcar. The ÖBB 4024 is a 4-car unit with top speed of 140 km per hour. Set the reverser to forward. This controls the direction of travel. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Insert the train brake handle. First, release the brakes applied by the train brake handle. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding. The ÖBB 4024 is part of Bombardier's Talent series of multiple units, manufactured by Bombardier Talbot. More than 300 Talent Series vehicles have been produced and have seen use in more than 7 different countries. Close the doors before departure. To release the brakes and apply power, push the handle away from you. Now you've built up some speed, you can return the master controller to the off position to begin coasting. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the master controller into the braking range. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the master controller into the braking range. Nice job, the train has safely come to a stop. You can now use the passenger door controls to open the doors. Close the doors and drive to the next station unguided. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train. In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this RBB 1116 electric locomotive, part of the Siemens Eurosprinter range of locomotives. Climb aboard the loco. Sit in the driver's seat. Set the reverser to... Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding. The train is now ready to depart. Release the brakes and prepare to depart the station. Use the throttle to apply some power and get moving.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
To begin coasting, move the throttle to the off position. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the brakes into the braking range. ÖBB 1116 locomotives are referred to as Taurus, which is Latin for bull. This name is distinctive to the ÖBB members of the class, as it is a registered trademark of the company. It is related to the BR 182 in Germany. ÖBB acquired 282 of the Class 1116 locomotives to run on its network from a tender originally put out in 1996. Type approval for the 1116 was granted in January 2001. It's the fastest electric locomotive in the world, having set the world record for conventional electric locomotives in 2006 at 357 kilometers per hour. That's 221 miles per hour. The ÖBB 1116 was produced between 1999 and 2006 by Siemens, who had won the contract via tender process to build and supply the locomotives to ÖBB. They are known internally as the ES64U2 and are famous for their musical sounding notes as they start moving. The American ACS64 locomotive is also a derivative of the Eurosprinter family.
Zugbeeinflussung.
You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the brakes into the braking range.
Zugbeeinflussung. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now open the doors. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.